Hello and welcome to Goa 365 Story Behind the Story. This is another episode of our continuing series on agriculture. With us today is Vrundan Parab. She is a teacher of horticulture at the Sharda High School. And also Miguel Braganza, senior agriculturist, what do you say? Can't say agriculturist, senior lecturer, MSc in agriculture, been formerly with the agriculture department. Welcome Rundan, welcome Miguel to our show. Miguel, I would like to start with you. Could you introduce Rundan in short to our audience? Miguel.
Vrundan Parab is from the first batch of agriculture at the Don Bosco College of Agriculture in Sulcorna, Cape.
Okay.
She is a very artistic person by nature and also confident of herself. Self-confidence is something that she has right from day one. She is soft-spoken, but she's a go-getter. When we wanted to touch up the memorial plaque on the statue which is there of St. Joseph the Worker at the campus, we experienced her volunteer spirit. Alone, she painted the lettering on the plaque which was not visible to bring it back to life. She also volunteered to anchor and narrate the proceedings for the inauguration of the college in October 2015. She has been part of almost all the competitions, whether it's Rangoli or it's cooking, she's been there. She's participated in a lot of workshops that were held in Panjim and elsewhere, and was there for the Festival of Plants and Flowers in Seolim, where they also visited the house of Alexis Fernandez and learned how to caricature.
Okay.
She has got a natural talent. She has also attended a workshop on caricaturing and on flower arrangements, on chocolate making. She's very versatile, very artistic, and very good in choosing her own clothes and modeling with them also. So
Wow, that's multifaceted.
she's a very talented person. Also plays handball and TT, was part of the team for the college in the intercollegiate at the Goa University. So all in all, a very versatile, a very capable person who's at present teaching the students at Sharda High Secondary School at Bandile in Pesne.
Horticulture, right?
Horticulture, yes.
Yeah. Vrundan, I want to now, Miguel has introduced you and told us a bit about all your likes basically, not dislikes. I can't say likes. So how do you have time to do so much to all this, plus a full-time teaching job?
No, I was doing that in my school days and high secondary, and also at when I entered DBCA. So when I was in school or in high secondary, I was like very reserved type of person. So when I entered the DBCA, like we were the first batch there, and we were limited students there, only 38 of us there in the first batch. So we got much more opportunities that at that time to participate in competitions, workshops, not only in this college but also outside the college also. And so Miguel has always supported us to do that, motivated us to do that. So I have been doing that in my college days.
Now you horticulture, right? Horticulture is what you teach. Horticulture is your main, what is your main? So how do you integrate your cooking part as part of horticulture or organic growing of vegetables and all? Any connection with those two? Do you?
Yes. At high secondary level, we are teaching them the basics in agriculture, like how to cultivate the crop and all those things. And also, we are teaching them how to process it. Like we have taught them to prepare jam out of it. And I also like processing all this stuff. Like processing adds value to the crop. So I enjoy doing processing.
So what exactly in Goa now? For example, Goa has got X number of fruits. It's got mango, it's got jackfruit, it's got. So in Goa, what processing part of the processing post agriculture processing would you think succeed in Goa, in the state, in our state?
Jackfruit processing is going on, kokum. So I myself tried kokum processing like last year. I have tried making kokum butter out of kokum seeds. So I have produced it in limited quantity. So when I sell them within my context, only I sold them, but response was great for it.
Anything else besides kokum? It
No,
has got a
that-
scope. No, what you think has got scope with your experience in the field? Which other fruits, other products?
Like processing of this kokum, like jackfruit, these are the crops, I mean fruits we are getting only in the Konkan region or Western Ghat region. So I think it has got huge demand in the country itself and outside the country also.
Miguel, you know I'm quite a fan of this post agriculture processing bit. So what can you elaborate on what Rundan has told us? What you think is the products which can be processed, how, and what is the future?
We are at present looking at jackfruit, because jackfruit is the one district, one product crop for North Goa district. And already a multi-fruit processing unit has been set up in Pali. So we are looking at more products coming out of jackfruit, with all the agencies collaborating and helping, from production to post-harvest. Even simple things like even making the fruit available in convenience packs for the city dwellers. Jackfruit is a big fruit. Not everybody and not every family can eat a whole fruit. So making it available in convenience pack, whether it's raw, whether it's dried, or whether it's ripe, whichever way it wants. And now next month will be Shravan. So people want to all vegetarian food, and jackfruit can really make a big entry then, if the processing has started to happen.
How long this
So,
jackfruit? How long? Like once you I'm going to one bit of yours now. If it is it's ripe, I mean like it is, you remove the gore and you put it in the. How long does it would it last, Miguel?
Now we have the technology of blast freezing.
Okay.
You can just put the jackfruit, and within seconds it drops to minus 40 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
That you can keep it for a lifetime. You
I see.
can keep it for a lifetime.
Okay.
Just take it out, thaw how much you want to eat or you want to cook, and that's it. So blast freezing, then bring it back to about 20 degrees, and repacking it is being done. And the technology is available. You don't have to import the technology. It's available. The machinery is available. In fact, right in the neighboring districts of Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg, the machines are being manufactured.
Okay.
So
Blast
we can
freezing
do-
of jackfruit
Yes.
and processing also of jackfruit dried and that
Blast-
sata and all that.
Blast freezing, dehydration, you have vacuum dehydration, you have vacuum frying. In fact, vacuum frying machines are being manufactured in Savarde and
I
being
see.
sold all the way India.
I see.
So
Okay.
we can do these things. And not only this, even Bimli have got a big demand in Europe. They are being exported. One load has been sent by Roy Shankar. And beans, anything you can do. So processing of fruits, especially the tropical fruits which you cannot get in Europe, and the fruits that people have grown up with in Goa and long for it, want to eat it, whether they are in Swindon or they are in Kuwait or whether they are down under in Australia, they want to eat the local fruits. So this blast freezing gives you an option of freezing, packing, and sending it under cold storage to any country where you can enjoy the fruit as good as fresh fruit.
Absolutely. What about other products? Now, Rundan was talking about kokum and jackfruit. Anything Bimli you spoke about. What about the other fruits? What other fruits can be processed from Goa? I'm talking about specifically from Goa and the Western Ghat region. Specifics.
Yeah, I think any fruits that are available here you can process, whether it is the Indian cherry, the Karwanda, or the West Indian cherry, or the West Indian figs, or any of the fruits. Chiku you can process, and processing need not be whole fruit. You can make chiku wine, or you can make jamun wine, which has big demand. Just this morning I was talking about cashew wine, and some people haven't heard in Goa, but it's been available for last 17 years. So promotion also is required of what things are being done. And actually Rundan and her classmates also had experimented on some things that we don't look at in fruit processing. The central tube in the banana plant can be made into a nice juice, which also reduces the possibility of having kidney stones and bladder stones. So it has a medicinal use, and it is something that's a waste product in the banana plant. So even that can be used. And I think the possibilities are many. And whether it's Rundan's batch or the next batch or another batch which is just passing out now, they will explore these possibilities.
Rundan, how did you get into processing? I'll speak about horticulture a little bit. How did you get into processing part of this? Because normally when you go into, when you study agriculture or in any college, they teach you about composting and agriculture and, something related to this. How did you get into the processing part of this industry?
During my college days, I participated in Konkan Fruit Fest. So at that time, and it was in summer months, so we have cashew plantations at our home. So we don't extract feni over here. Our cashew apples were getting waste. So I thought of processing it. I thought of making use out of it. So I called one person from our village itself and told him to extract the cashew juice out of it, so that I can sell it in the Konkan Fruit Fest, because in a city like Panjim there is a huge demand for that mira that we extract out of cashew apples. So I thought of processing it, giving it a new look, like adding value to our cashew apples. So I at that time I thought selling it in the Panjim city. So from then onwards, I started liking this processing. So now also I am teaching my students how to process, how to make jams. I have taught them pineapple and papaya jam. And also I tried this kokum butter.
What exactly, most of the cashew plantations in Goa, they do not use the cashew apple, they throw it out?
Yeah.
Huh?
They sell it, give it to others. Some people don't extract cashew feni.
Okay.
Earlier they used to do that, but nowadays they are avoiding.
Okay. Now I want to know one thing. Now, how did you get into horticulture exactly? And what exactly is the demand and scope for horticulture in a state like Goa? Details, if you could give us some details.
Yeah, so after completing my BSc degree, so I was not that confident enough to start something my own. So I came to know about the vacancy in agriculture, like teaching here in agriculture at Sharda Secondary School. So I got to know about this through one of my friends. So I thought teaching is something I should try, because I also like to share my knowledge. So at that time I thought this is the place I can share my knowledge with the students, and also I can learn something new as I teach them. So I happened to take this job in horticulture, in agriculture.
What exactly do you teach your students as far as horticulture is concerned?
Yes, at higher secondary level, we are basically teaching them how to cultivate a piece of land by using scientific knowledge behind it. And we are teaching them how to prepare beds, like how to carry out intercultural operations, and how to manage pests and diseases. All this we are doing here organically. We are also teaching them how to prepare vermicompost, how to prepare jams like coir sticks and all. We teach them all that.
But
So basically at high secondary level, we are focusing to create interest among the students related to agriculture.
But specifically horticulture, what is the horticulture component of it? Because horticulture and agriculture, there is a minor difference, right?
So in horticulture, here we have 4 subjects like pomology, which deals with the cultivation of fruit crops. Then floriculture, wherein we teach students about the cultivation of vegetables. Then floriculture is related to flowers, and other one is gardening and landscaping, wherein they learn different features of garden.
What about the flower parts in Goa? Is there demand for, is there a possibility that lots of flowers can be grown in polyhouses or even plain and all in Goa? Is there a demand?
Yes, people
Possibility?
still in South Goa, some people are still growing orchids and all. They have polyhouses. They are growing the orchids. So in Goa, they're selling in other countries like Karnataka, Maharashtra, Pune, and all. They're selling.
But most of the flowers that at least we know, Miguel, let me go to you on this. Most of the flowers that come into Goa are not from Goa. They come from places like Bangalore and all this. So, is there demand for these flowers and in the state, you feel?
There is a demand. Currently, of course, because of COVID, less number of functions,
Yes.
less number of flowers used, it's down. But persons like Altaf Sheikh in Valpo area, in Velus, he has 4 acres with orchids, anthuriums, and vexillarias, which he markets both in Goa as well as in other states, including Delhi. There is also Florence Flora, who's downstairs for you, who
Yeah.
has a unit in Kukal in Pazar Colony, also doing orchids. Lot of demand for orchids, which normally used to come from Malaysia before in Singapore, then started to come from Bangalore and Kerala, but now produced here. The other plant is Gerbera, the plant, the flower most often used in bouquets and baskets. That is being grown by Pritam Patil in Nirankal, Ponda, in a big way.
Okay.
A person called Rosario De Silva started it in a small way in Siketi, Naveli. He was a person who did his BCom and then went back and did 11th and 12th standard in horticulture to learn about growing plants and set up his own business. Has inspired quite a few people into business, and floriculture basically grew from there. So
But
people
what do you
went
feel?
commercial.
Yeah, but what do you feel in this COVID times that has floriculture got a future, or is it a touch and go situation? What do you feel?
No, I feel that COVID is not something that's going to go away. It's going to remain something like the flu that we had earlier, influenza, longer than SARS and swine flu and bird flu. And I think the demand for flowers is going to go down. Except for puja, maybe the flower demand is going to be low.
For some time.
Many people, maybe 5 years or more, which could wipe out the floriculture units in Goa.
Fair enough.
So some of them have started diversifying into raising seedlings of papaya and such things and selling them in the market, or growing vegetables. This has also happened to the people who are growing tulips in Himachal Pradesh. Suddenly there was no market for tulips. They went into growing vegetables with the support of a banker, and then the vegetables is a business. Now, I would also recommend to people who are growing sugarcane and flowers to go into vegetables and such crops, because food is not going to go out of fashion. Flowers will go out of fashion. Dressing may go out of fashion, but food is not going to go out of fashion. Everyone needs food. So to convert, because waiting for things to change next year, it's not going to happen. Just like whether it's a music or any other event or a function, it's not going to happen. So better we start re-engineering ourselves, and people like Rundan, Priyanka, Vandit, Elijah or Lisa, these are the people who can help them to re-engineer and to retrain to do new things, because there is not going to be music to the ears.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that basically what you're saying is that today, you may not be saying it directly, but that's why I'm asking you directly. Today, what is going to happen is that processing, not just the raw food, fruit and the vegetables, processing today is going to, it was important, no doubt, especially in places like India where a lot of wastage is there, but processing is going to be huge now in this post-COVID era. Are you trying to say that very specifically?
Processing, value addition, and post-harvest storage and cold chain movement is going to be the future. There are no two ways about it. At least for the next 5 years, you are looking at that.
In next 5 years, you mean to say next 5 years is basically there's not going to be a choice, but even after that, will that not be the future? Will that not?
No, it will be the future beyond that also. But for next 5 years, it's going to be like open field for this. You can really grow. If you start up with processing, you can really grow in these 5 years. And once you establish, there's nothing like it. 10 years back, if you spoke about eating jackfruit as vegan chicken, people would laugh at you.
Yes.
Today they come in asking, where can I get it?
But in Goa and surrounding the Western Ghats and all, what would be the best vegetables and the best fruits to grow, and how is the marketing part of it? I know I keep on harping, but ultimately money is what is going to get people into business, and money is what is going to see that they survive. So what, in these two things, what are the best sort of mix, and what would be the best way of marketing this?
The marketing is the more important part of the agriculture process.
Absolutely.
And that is where most farmers have failed. And that's why we have farmers who can afford maybe a Maruti car, not a Mercedes Benz.
Correct.
Whereas a person who's become a builder yesterday can afford a Mercedes Benz and a BMW. What is different is marketing. A person who can construct a building at maybe 15,000 or 20,000 rupees a square meter is able to sell it for a lakh. It's marketing. It's creation of demand. Right in the beginning, hardly anybody would drink tea in India. So tea was introduced, it was marketed. Today you cannot think of a day without tea. Everything, even if you want to talk, you say, let's talk it over a cup of tea. It's become an expression, that's marketing. So that's something that's required. And as Rundan has said, in 2017 Konkan Fruit Fest, she marketed her product.
Apple juice.
A different flavored cashew apple juice. Also, she didn't talk about it, but also mango panna.
Okay.
Mango panna is a humdrum thing in the village.
Yes.
In Benjamin, you can't get it.
Yeah, we do it at home, but anyway, that's okay.
So she marketed that, and that was a runaway sale. And marketing is also being at the right place at the right time. And that is very important. When you're in summer, you have the summer drinks, summer food. In winter, you have to change. You can't try to sell summer drink in winter time. Like no one wants to drink Hurak today. That day is gone. Yeah.
Yes.
So that marketing is very important, and the timing is very important.
Rundan, what do you feel? This marketing bit you need to do, and could you give some ideas to the people who are watching us, how we could go about this thing?
Yes, because marketing is the most important thing when we do something, because if we don't market it properly, the product will be with us only. People will not know about it, and there will be not much demand for it.
Okay.
So marketing plays a very important role in any sector.
But you feel this processing of fruits and vegetables and all this is a good thing, and it can take off in Goa and surrounding. You feel? What do you feel?
Yeah, because people like to enjoy the off-season, like to enjoy the taste of some fruits in off-season also. So there is a great demand for if we process it.
Guys, we've run out of time. Thanks a lot, Vrundan. Thanks a lot, Mingal. And I'm sure you have hit the nail on the head, because unless you market a product, however good your product may be, it's not going to work. And also, we need to look at processing, because everything which you grow has got a shelf life. Means how long is it going to remain on your once you harvest it? Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Rundan. Thanks, Mingal. Thank you very much for coming on our show.
Yeah.
And keep watching Goa 365.